Groundbreaking, investigative. This is KCTV 5 News at noon.
A frightening attack has some Overland Park residents on high alert.
Some criminals took a vital part of a woman's life. Now a local radio station is giving it back.
Plus, after a major explosion in New York City, investigators say there is something dangerous in the air. The news at noon starts now. There's a sexual assault suspect on the loose in Overland Park.
KCTV 5 Sandra Olivas is live with today's big story. Sandra?
Well, guys, we have just learned that Overland Park detectives have now been assigned the frightening case, a frightening attack that happened right here behind me at the Stone Ridge Apartments, which are located here at 51st and Concert in Overland Park. Now, police say that a man armed with a knife broke into a woman's apartment last night around midnight and sexually assaulted the 24-year-old victim. She was taken to the hospital. Officers say that the suspect broke the lock on the back door, and that's how he got into her apartment. The woman did not know the suspect, so police are warning other residents who live here. They should be on heightened alert, be extra cautious. Officers say at this point they do not have a good description of the suspect to pass along to you. The investigation is still ongoing. Now, I did talk to managers here at the apartment, and they tell me this is the first time that anything like this has ever happened here. So they tell me they are working with police, and they are also going to alert the residents here of exactly what happened. We're going to remain on the scene, and we'll have much more on this story for you coming up tonight on our evening news. Reporting live here in Overland Park, I'm Sandra Olivas for KCTV 5 News.
The man convicted of killing.
In your Crime Watch tonight, a woman awoke to find a man in her apartment in Overland Park armed and making sexual contact with her. Tonight, Overland Park police still looking for that man. It happened at a complex at 51st and Concert. The victim says the attacker pressed a knife against her, described what he'd do, then ran. A chain door did not prevent the break-in, which frightens neighbors.
That's what's really scary, because you think, okay, this chain is going to be able to, be your barrier, but it's really not. Like I said, double check to make sure those bolts are on. Those are really going to be a little bit more secure than those little flimsy chains.
A police dog caught the man's scent, but couldn't track it very far. A former top food service executive replaced.
So in the first 5 minutes, every station told you about a Johnson County woman who was attacked, but only our reporter tracked down another victim with an eerily similar story. KCTV 5's Craig Negrelli is live with the exclusive interview. Craig.
Brad, we're near the corner of 52nd and Foster in Overland Park. This is the apartment complex where that woman was attacked overnight. Now, we spoke to another woman tonight who experienced the same type of terror just up the street, only in her case, she was able to fight off her attacker.
When I had pulled back the door and actually saw someone, I was in shock, and I thought it was some kind of joke. Like, I thought it was a prank.
But what this 26-year-old woman named Nicole was experiencing was the fright of her life. It was early in the morning on July 7th. Nicole had just moved into this house on Foster near Johnson Drive. In fact, it was her very first night there. As she was in the bathroom getting ready for bed, Nicole noticed the closet door in her bedroom was open, so she went to look.
He jumped out and grabbed my face and said, "Shut the F up, don't say anything."
Nicole says her attacker had a hairnet partially covering his face. He wore dark gloves with rubber grips on the palms. She refused to do what he demanded.
He was trying to get me to get down, and I wouldn't get down.
Okay.
And that's when I had pushed myself up off the ground, and I was saying, no, 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 and then I started screaming for my roommate.
Nicole believes all the commotion startled the man. He ran out the back door. She was stunned to learn that early today, a man with a knife broke in through a patio door and sexually assaulted a woman about the same age at knife point as she slept in her apartment. And there is a glaring similarity.
He had some type of a cloth over his face.
Overland Park police say they're not certain the two attacks are linked. However, Nicole, that woman we spoke with tonight, say they sound awfully, awfully familiar, and she says she's out there looking for the guy everywhere she goes. Live in Overland Park, Craig Negrelli, KCTV 5 News.
And now to a story you'll see only on 5 in the first 5 minutes.
Miles an hour. Maria. Larry, the family of a woman sexually assaulted in Overland Park has an unusual appeal tonight. They want her cat back. The cat's name is Sammy. He's white with blue eyes and weighs about 13 pounds. The victim's family says he was in the Stone Ridge apartments at 51st and Conser last week when a man with a knife broke into their daughter's apartment and attacked her. They believe the attacker either took the cat or tossed him out of the apartment. Anyone with information is asked to contact Overland Park Police.
Caught on tape, a pilot turns a highway into a land.